Hey guys, Steve from Top Guns out of Terre Haute, Indiana. Today we're going to spend just a couple minutes and talk about reducing gun crime. Not through registration, not through legislation, but through a system that's already in place and that we're just not taking full advantage of. Both pro-gunners and anti-gunners agree on one thing, and that is that we would both like to see gun crimes go down. We just simply don't agree on the method at which we would approach it. Here's the deal. When you go into a gun shop and purchase a used firearm, your expectation would be that that firearm has already been checked to make sure that it's clean and clear. Certainly it's not been stolen or reported as having been used in a crime. The reality is this: most states throughout the nation not only don't require us to check, they don't even have a system in place that would allow us to check if we wanted to. Yes, we could potentially call a local law enforcement agency and ask them to check it on our behalf, but they simply don't have the time and the resources, and they have to send out a police officer to make that check. They cannot do it over the phone. So it's not a practical solution. If the gun industry simply had access to the same database that the FBI has access to, similar to how we do a background check now, but in this case, it would be the NCIC, which would allow us to check to see if a gun has been reported stolen. It could simply allow us to check it there on the spot. It would come back instantly, and if it came back as stolen, then local law enforcement agencies could then look into it and find out what the history is, and certainly question the person that's standing across the counter from us. While I understand the proposal is not perfect, it does help us do a few things. It helps us identify firearms that have been stolen, which we are not doing at all right now. It helps us potentially identify firearms that were used in a crime, and certainly I understand that would be very few, those that perhaps already had ballistics on file somewhere in a database, and they were able to track back a serial number based on that. I'm not suggesting that we would ever put all firearms into a database. This is just for the few that are already there. 3, it helps us lead us to the end perpetrator or thief or thieves that have potentially stolen the firearm. So who benefits from this? You, the consumer. The last thing we would want is for you to be driving down the road, for whatever reason, have a police officer checking your firearm, runs the serial number, it comes back stolen, and at the very minimum you're detained, if not even worse. Firearms dealers. We certainly benefit to this as well, and although I can understand that we would get some pushback from dealers, the reality is we would benefit more than anyone. 1, we stand to lose the firearm itself. We're going to have to return it to its rightful owner if we've purchased or taken possession of a stolen firearm. 2, we're going to have to reimburse the person that we sold the gun to, so we're minus the firearm, minus the money that we paid for the firearm. And 3, there's a good chance we would get sued had we put a firearm into the hands of an individual that got pulled over and detained as a result of it, or maybe even arrested. Lastly, society as a whole benefits. Both pro-gunners and anti-gunners agree that we would like to see firearms that have been used in a crime taken off the streets. We would like to see firearms that have been stolen taken off the streets. We would like to see more people prosecuted for being involved in firearm thefts and or firearm crimes. In summary, this achieves a lot of goals for both anti-gunners and pro-gunners without any new gun legislation, without any registration, and certainly without infringing on our rights. So how can you help? I'm asking those of you that like what you've heard to please share this video. Help get it in front of those who have a little more influence than what we do. Collectively, perhaps we can share this enough that we get it in front of the right set of eyes that has the ability to take this and run with it. And at the end of the day, everyone wins. Please don't hesitate to comment down below with your thoughts. As always, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Thanks again. Take care.